As of the time of recording this video, Saturday, October 5th, a Category 3 hurricane is about to plow through where I live and where most of my family resides. Information at this time is still in development, but obviously I am completely stressed out of my mind. So I thought, what better way to de-stress than talk about one of my favorite books, where the events transpire in this book are the results of a hurricane absolutely decimating all of Florida. Welcome back, everybody, to All Hallows Cleave, where we talk about Halloween, we talk about horror movies, scary books, even during awful current events that could potentially ruin a lot of things. My name is Kyle, and while I try to cope with the possibility of a hurricane destroying a lot of stuff, let's talk about the book called FantasticLand. And even though, yes, this actually is the result of a destructive hurricane, it oddly does help. But I wasn't even kidding about this. This is honestly one of my favorite books I've ever read. And if any Hollywood producer, Netflix, Hulu, I don't really care, Disney at this point, if you want to make some money, find the rights to this book and turn it into a mockumentary series. Because this story was made to be seen on the big and or small screen. And with that introduction, let's talk about FantasticLand. Since the 1970s, FantasticLand has been the happiest, maybe the second happiest place on Earth. And really, depending upon your theme park knowledge, maybe the third, maybe the fourth, but it's still fantastic, right? Well, at least it was fantastic, because 5 weeks after a hurricane demolishes an entire east side of Florida, including FantasticLand, that's when the police videos started to leak. And what was shown on those videos was anything but fantastic. Bodies piled up everywhere, heads on spikes, flooded stores, debris, a freaking cannon in the middle of the street. And quite honestly, it looked like the hurricane was the least of their worries. So after seeing the footage, what happened? Well, that's what you gotta find out. You are the POV of an investigator named Adam, where you must now go through a list of people of whom were actually trapped in FantasticLand during that 5-week period. And what went on in FantasticLand obviously is not gonna stay in FantasticLand. In a similar type of vein to Battle Royale or Lord of the Flies, you found out that the employees of FantasticLand volunteered to stay in the park's bunker to wait out the hurricane and be kind of pseudo caretakers of the park after it's done. But from what you come to find out, things turned apocalyptic fairly quickly. In fact, it was hitting the fan even before the bunker was open. But as soon as the employees were released, all hell absolutely broke loose. Many split into tribes. Some of the more high-ranking employees actually tried to submit order. But when it came to the Code of the Pirates, it was anything but order. From multiple battles in different areas of the park, to the circus area that hung bodies on the wall, to 2 other humans, beings, creatures that absolutely tormented one specific interviewer. Who's gonna make it out of FantasticLand? And if so, what will be left of them? This is just such a beyond entertaining story to read. I absolutely love the interview style of this entire book, which is why it would make an absolutely perfect TV series. Intercutting the live action bits with the person actually talking in the police sector. Dude, it literally writes itself. What's amazing about this story is that you are not just getting this entire thing from one perspective. I think you get it from like 20 different people, with at least 17 of them actually being there in the park during that time. And what's awesome is that you'll be interviewing somebody named Jason, who was friends with somebody named Sarah, who got separated at one point. And then in the next interview, Derek, they could be like, oh yeah, I ran into Sarah, she died. And you're like, oh my God, Jason was just talking about Sarah and he thought she was alive, but Derek obviously said no. And it's like that kind of thing that was just like really cool. Like they really keep the continuity throughout the entire book. The different tribes are amazing. Learning the whole order with the pirates, their type of code, the way that they work was really cool, because most of the people involved were like, I hate the pirates, don't talk about the pirates, they killed this person, they did this to my friend. And then people who were part of the pirates are like, oh yeah, it was cool, we basically partied the whole time, yeah, we made threats, I mean, we did a couple of things, but it's just so entertaining to see the way that they progress through the story, and even in your eyes, like you actually feel like you were interviewing these people. And it works so freaking well. There is one chapter specifically that I don't want to say it blew my mind, but I wasn't expecting it to be good because I thought most of the climactic and amazing and explosion things had already happened. Like, I'm not going to spoil a whole lot, but it's this one section about this one kid who had no tribe affiliation, who was just kind of, you know, like scouting around, scavenging for supplies and stuff, and he finds his way into the hotel of FantasticLand. And what happens during that chapter is insane because it comes out of nowhere. And it's honestly one of the scariest chapters in the entire book. Granted, the book's not really scary. It definitely is horror, but not really scary. Except that one chapter, I still don't really know what was after him. But if you've ever read Lord of the Flies, if you ever read Hunger Games, I really think you're going to love this book. And yeah, maybe it's a little bit morbid to be talking about this book that involved a hurricane while there's a potential really bad hurricane about to hit my house. But this is just kind of how I process things, honestly. I mean, I do live in Florida, and of course we do take hurricanes not super seriously. I mean, you've obviously seen the memes. But we also know when it's gonna get real, and it potentially really could get real for us. Like, we're still kind of suffering from Hurricane Helen. I mean, my sister-in-law's house absolutely got, it got flooded. It's sincerely not great. Now we gotta deal with Milton. Like, Milton. No hate to this actor, it's not his fault, but just Milton. Anyway, FantasticLand was absolutely an amazing book. Sincerely, it needs to be made into a TV series. I know I've said that enough. But like, this was just so wildly entertaining that even if you're not much of an avid reader, I still think you could probably pick this up and really enjoy it. At least once you get into the bunker. There's a couple of bits in the beginning where they get in the whole meteorology of the thing and it's a little boring. But once this thing going, it absolutely rips. But what do you think? Have you read the book FantasticLand? And if so, let me know in the comments below, and also what I should talk about next in the next video. Also, if you are about to be affected by the hurricane that's unfortunately named Milton, once again, sorry if your name is Milton, but come on. Please take the extra precautions if you need to. Just please do it before next week. But stay safe out there, everybody. Take care. Have a good day. Thank you for watching this video.